let's dig in. I'm going to give you my top 3 mistakes as a beginning author and the 6 steps that you could take to avoid doing the same things. Y'all ready? It is me, Shaniqua, the brand story queen. So, if you are new to my channel, I would love it if you drop a comment and let me know where you're watching from and say hello. And if you are not new to my channel, then go ahead and give me a hello so I can say hello back. And I want to know your answer to today's question. So, we're gonna get started. And by the way, give this a share. Don't just hold in all the secrets. I'm spilling the beans and y'all need to cook a pot. I'm going to tell you what my first problems were. And of course, I have notes so that I don't forget because, you know, ADHD brain. I'm the queen, not Einstein. My first 3 mistakes were this. 1, I had no destination. I just wanted to write a book. I just wanted to see my name on the front cover and on a spine. And by the way, my book was small. A 44-pager that is still selling on Amazon. However, that meant that my name was not on the spine. So there went that one out the window. But I had no destination. I had no idea what I wanted to do with the book other than to get it published. So just a real quick start to this thing. I was on Periscope. I was talking to somebody. They asked me how I got over what I got over. Trigger warning, it was sexual assault. And I went, you know what? Let me write a book to answer this because I kept getting questions about it. And so I wrote a book. It's called Giving Yourself Permission.
I'm looking for it. I can't find it. Why can't I find it?
So I wrote this book to answer the question, and that was it. I was like, okay, so there's a book out there. You need an answer. You'll find it. No marketing, no launching, nothing that actually resembled anything like an intentional plan. Mistake number 2. I had no real audience. And I'm not talking about followers and fans and subscribers. I'm not talking about likes and all that stuff. I'm talking about I wasn't speaking to directly one person. Now, you may go,
This is just for nonfiction books.
No, it's not. This is also for fiction work. It doesn't matter if you're talking epic fiction or romantic fiction. The whole point of it is you need to know who you're talking to. Imagine yourself sitting at lunch with this person across from you and telling them the most fantastical tale you could possibly tell them. And it doesn't matter if we're talking, again, a non-fictional thing, like you're solving somebody's problem, like helping them with business, or if you're telling them about a juicy, steamy novel or a romance that you're writing about this couple. It really doesn't matter, fiction or nonfiction, but the whole point is you need to know who you're talking to. So who's sitting across the table from you? I didn't know. I had no idea. This was my biggest mistake. I wasn't even writing to the person on Periscope who asked me. I was just like, listen, so nobody else can ask me a question. Here's a book. So this is my first book, and it is a quick consumable. It is a 44-page number. Still selling, especially in Britain. I wonder why. So I'm not saying that my book lacked quality. That's not it. My book did not lack quality. It was actually really good. And as I told you guys in the title, that it wasn't just my first book I bombed on. It was my second and my third. See, I actually wrote this one too, which is about, you know, doing vision boards better, like making manifestation boards and actually using scriptural context to create an intentional plan for yourself. But again, I didn't sit down with somebody across from me in my head. I just wrote it. And this book, this one doesn't count. This one actually did have an intended audience, me, because I love it. But anyway, so that was mistake number 2. Mistake number 2 was that I did not have an audience for my writing. Like I didn't have anybody in my head. I wasn't intending to tell this story to this person. I just wrote because it's what I do. I mean, I got the keychain that says it. It says that I'm a writer, right? Mistake number 3. I had no intentional plan. So it wasn't just the fact of I didn't know what I wanted to do with my book. It wasn't just the fact of I didn't know who I was speaking to with my book. but it was also that I had no plans for my book. So when I wrote it, it was not with the intention of building a business. It was not for intention of being a career changer, as many of us who are getting in this author space, entrepreneur space, we are being preneurs on the end of that author thing. So I didn't put any marketing behind it. I didn't launch it at all. When time came that I could actually use my book to get media presence, like during the Me Too and during the Time's Up movements, I didn't put them out there because, again, I had no intentional plan for this book. I just wanted to get it written. The same thing with the Manifest book. Like, even during times of when we really need to pull together and get our minds right and figure things out, I didn't promote it because, again, that wasn't my brand. That wasn't really part of the direction of which my business was going. And so those were my top 3 mistakes, right? No destination, no audience, no intention. But I don't want you to think everything was wrong. I really don't want you to think everything was wrong. I did have a purpose to it. I did write the book to be an answer to the questions that were happening. I did have drive. I got the book written in a week and transcribed in a week. It was a lot of work, and I did it. So I did have that. And I also did have, a good heart behind it. So it wasn't for money, but it was for impact. So I did manage to do those things. Like I said, I wrote these books a few years ago and they're still selling, okay, without the marketing, without all that stuff. But here are the 6 steps that I could have taken and that you can take before you even put pen to paper or that cursor across the screen. Okay? So 6 steps, or rather 6 questions that you need to answer before you even begin writing. What, why, who, where, how, and when, in that order. So listen up. I'm going to give them to you really quick because, like I said, this is a mini training and I'm not trying to take your whole day. So question number 1, what? What problem will you solve with your book? And you might go,
Wait, Shaniqua. Brand Story Queen. Wait. I thought you said that this would work for fiction as well as nonfiction.
It does. You're still solving some kind of problem, right? Fiction tends to be a mirror on society. We write what we know. That's just like a given. Harry Potter is one of my favorite fictional series. There was a problem that was being solved through her books. Yes, there was this guy who needed to understand he was the chosen one and save the world. But the things that were reflective in her book were real life social issues that were happening. The prejudice, the racism, the classism, the sexism, all that stuff was present inside of her book, right? And so by holding a mirror up with your fiction work, you can help make an impact on society, plain and simple. So obviously, my nonfiction people, this is your core of your business. Like I said, you need to do this intentionally, okay? Intentionally. So this is not, I just want to write a book. This is not, I just want to put my name on some kind of cover or on a spine, or if your book is smaller like mine, then it won't even hit the spine. It's not about just writing a book. This is about being intentional. Remember, you got to have a destination, you got to have an audience, and you got to have intention, okay? So what problem will you solve with your book? What are you out here to say? What's your message, right? The second question to that is why? Why do you feel like you're the person to write this book? And why? Why now? Consider that. Like, for instance, if I was writing a book on, finding your voice or reclaiming your life, it would be pretty darn worthy right now in this time of chaos and uncertainty, right? So you want things to be timely, yes, but you also want things to be timeless. So think about, why do you feel you're the person to write it? And why would I be the person to write that type of book? Well, because I found myself consumed for 7 weeks by coronavirus news. Like, I was reading on Twitter and reading everywhere about it to the point where I was so, not even distracted, because that's not the right word. I was so distraught or so filled with anxiety that I really stopped moving. And so I needed to get back. And if I was to write a book like that, I would show you how to shake off the real world problems, so that they don't hamper you from making your strides, but instead spur you towards making your strides. The third question you need to ask yourself is this: who? Who are you going to help with your book? And I think that one's pretty self-explanatory, but what I really want you to consider is who's sitting across the table from you as you talk, okay? Your mental table. The fourth question pertains to them. Where are they right now? And I'm not talking location. I am talking mindset, okay? Where are they in their brain, their state of mind? Again, doesn't matter if we're talking fiction or nonfiction. When J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter author, when she started writing, she had lost her mother. And so she needed to process that. And that is where a lot of the story started coming from. A lot of the part that really resonated with people came from her own experiences. Okay? So where are your people right now, that you will be helping through this problem? Where are they mentally? What is their emotional state? What is their spiritual state, depending on what kind of book you're writing? So think about those questions. The fifth question: how will your book help them? So again, what problem are you solving? Why are you the person to write that book, and why now? Who is this book for? Where are they mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, whatever the state of mind is, the state of situation is? And how? How will your book help them through that? Because that's really what people are seeking when they pick up your book. And again, even if we're talking a fictional work, it could be for escape from real life. So will your book deliver that? It could be for thrill seeking out of a stagnant or mundane life. Will your book deliver that? So think about that. How will you, in your book, deliver that to the person that you are writing for? And then the final question you need to answer is this: when will you stop wishing and finish writing?
No, I didn't say start writing. I said finish writing.
Because the truth is that of people who start writing, only 3% of them actually finish their book. And I need you to be somebody who is fiercely focused on getting this done, because your message, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, is needed. Especially in this world today, when we are forced to have our slowdown, when we are forced to look at ourselves or to stare in the reflection or to look at each other. When we have nothing but time to actually get our lives back on track. Will your book get that done? And if you think that answer is yes, then when will you get done? So if you need help with that, I have this pretty dope program that is kind of unlike any of those writing programs that are out there. Because in 5 days, we're going to answer all 6 of those questions. And not just answer them, but actually by the end of those 5 days, you will have confidently written out an outline that will help you propel yourself towards the finish line of writing your book.
And not only that.
Not only will you get this outline, but you'll also get a month of my Authors of the Roundtable accountability group. Yes, you'll get 30 days of accountability guidance support, training, and me, the queen of brand story. So again, it doesn't matter if we're talking fiction or nonfiction. We can take this time right now and get it done, because the world does need your book. So you're probably like, oh my gosh, you're probably charging like $4.97 or $2.97, one of those amazing prices that are out there. No.
But it would be worth it.
That is not what I'm charging. In fact, you can get the 5 days of training. And I don't want you to go days, oh, little. No, there's work. You get 5 days of training and the workbooks that go along with it. The 30 days of Author of the Roundtable accountability group for just $47. Yeah, you're welcome. No, seriously, you're welcome. Because I don't want you to make those same mistakes that I did. I don't want you to not have a destination, not have an audience in mind, and not have intention behind writing your book. I want you to write your book with purpose, with drive, and with help. So you can get into the program. The 5 days are self-study. You will do them on your own, but inside of the group, I will be present. Inside of the Authors of the Roundtable, I am present. And we meet twice a week, once for co-writing, meaning we all write together, or, well, and you also have a training or a Q&A on Tuesdays. So you get a lot of bang for your buck for $47, but more importantly than that, you'll get a chance to fulfill your dream. So are you going to be part of the 3%, or are you going to continue being part of the 97% who never finish their book? So if you look down below, you will find the link to go ahead and get Fiercely Focused. It is bit.ly/Fiercely Focused Writing, and I will see you inside of the Authors of the Roundtable. See you soon. Go write your book now.